Alright, so this is a video of Mike Wang speaking on shooting and ducking. Let's check it out.
On Hall of Fame, the comp online games will be playing with greener miss shot timing for the ultimate challenge.
Nothing new.
Control modes will see more forgiving shot timing, so you won't have to memorize every single player's release to the exact frame to find success.
I mean, that's fair.
Shot timing release time setting from NBA 2K23 has been converted to a new setting called Shot Timing Visual Cue.
Okay.
Now you can set your desired release point based on whatever animation cue works best for you.
Okay.
This makes it much easier to play with players and teams you're not as familiar with. Advanced layups like floaters, reverses, euros, hop steps, and scoops are much more effective this year. And I'd encourage everyone to try out layup timing. It's much more forgiving for high percentage layups and also gives you the ability to finish tough circus layups in traffic if you can master it. For dunkers in New Gen, you can now force...
Again, is that only going to be for when you're playing with normal teams like Play Now and my team? Or is that going to be a park? Seems like it's just going to be a my team type of Play Now perk, which is fine, but I've yet to hear any park stuff, which is, I guess, I get it.
Hangs from any two-hand dunk by simply keeping the sprint trigger held when the dunker grabs the rim. Down on the pro stick will give you flashy dunks, and up-down or down-up double throws will let you attempt contact dunks in traffic with the dunk meter. Meter dunks are green or miss on higher difficulty levels now.
Okay.
Be precise to finish off the play.
I've saw a lot of dunks, alley-oops, that was going in and it wasn't timing it. It didn't seem like it was more difficult going into traffic. No. So I hope what Mike Wang is saying is true. I really do.
Have a lot of fun dominating in the paint in NBA 2K24. You can now branch out of any offensive rebound to a putback attempt by simply pressing the shot button after the catch. Post fades and hop shots are also really effective shots for post players.
Okay.
You can definitely feel the impact of strength and weight as bigger players easily dominate weaker ones on the glass.
And that's how it should be. It's way too close in 2K23. Sometimes I feel like I'll be getting bodied by the small players. So we'll see. This is all talk. We'll see. We'll see. Because a lot of the times I'm a 6'10" player and a 6'1" guard or a 6'3" or a 6'5" guard is bothering me, and I know their build has no defensive badges on it. We'll see. We'll see, man.
Offense, defense, and coaching has been streamlined to make NBA 2K24 more enjoyable for all. We can't wait for you to experience the ultra-realistic...
Alright, I don't want to hear nothing else. We will see. That's exactly how am I going to end this. We will see. So this is a continuation of Mike Wang Speaks, and he's going to be talking about skill-based defense, which I super look forward to because defense needs to be rewarded. So I'm going to make some commentary on that, and then I'm going to show you guys some tweets and some things that he spoke on. The Courtside Report is pretty much in correlation with the tweets. You can just Google NBA 2K24 Courtside Report, and you will have some information on that. And I'm going to drop both of these videos today. So you're going to get my reaction to the original trailer itself, and then you're going to get me reacting to Mike Wang and my thoughts on it. So it's going to be a double upload today. Let's get it. So let's see. Okay, all the music. Please don't copyright me.
Has improved on many fronts.
Okay.
Better responsiveness and less sliding. This helps defenders...
Cap. I've been sliding on 2K since 2K1 with Iverson on it. They better not have me out there looking like Michelle Kwan.
Where they need to be, and with the improved body-up system, ball handlers will have a tough time getting free against great defenders.
Okay.
The improved contact can also be felt in the paint. Big defensive
Strips.
anchors will have a much easier time putting a body on shooters at the rim and forcing tough shots.
Okay.
Directional steals are also back.
Directional steals. That's what I like, because there's way too many times to where, again, interceptor badge, I don't mind the badge, but the problem I have with it is that it's giving people no skill with steals. They can just press square and it launches them automatically in the direction of the ball, and they're not even in the area. They're not using their IQ of where to go. They're not even directing it. It's just, launch them 5-10 feet, steal. Or it's a turnover or a pass. They're not even in the area, and they still get the steal. So if this works mechanically right, and you actually have to be in position, again, positioned, and I like that he emphasized that. Being in position as a big, as a defender, as a wing, as a lockdown. I hope this is going to be great, but I'm not going to get too excited.
Need to reach with the correct hand closest to the ball.
Facts.
And reaching across the body to maximize success and avoid foul calls.
Yes.
You can also use directional steals to play passing lanes.
I like
the
that.
right stick in the correct direction to get your hand in the way and deflect the pass. And when it comes to contesting shots,
Okay.
it's important to be patient and wait for the correct time to jump. If you're behind the shooter, jumping too early, biting on fakes,
Foul.
or closing out late, you'll quickly find yourself racking up fouls and giving up and one opportunities.
I like that. Because that's real too.
Everything about offense, defense, and coaching has been streamlined to make NBA 2K24 more enjoyable for all. We can't wait for you to experience.
All right, I don't care about none of that, Mike Wang. So look, again, the defense, I haven't heard this verbiage in years. It's exactly what I've been telling y'all that they needed to do. And maybe they were waiting for a couple of generations of this game to get it right, but we'll see. They need to make defense not only rewarded for good positioning, but it needs to be IQ based, and it always needs to be rewarded. You can't give a leg up just for offense. You can't reward it. But I do like that on the other side, it's going to punish poor defenders. And you're not going to just give them phantom contests, phantom blocks. They're not just going to get stuff handed to them, which that's basketball. You shouldn't get nothing handed to you. So, no, Mike Wang talking that talk, man. He talking that talk. So, let's move on to some tweets that he's showing. I'm really liking what's happening and what's going on now. So, shout out to Mike Wang. Shout out to Mike Wang. Mike Wang speaks. You know, he likes to talk around this time when it comes to, you know, release of a new 2K. It's 2K24. So, let's just see what my guy's been chit-chatting about. You dig? So, look, they're removing this cheesy dunks. I think this mainly is going to affect guards, not bigs or bigger wing players. RIP, as he stated. I don't feel no indifferent about this animation. I don't care. And Takeoff, you know, this badge. I think it's a good and bad thing. I just hope it doesn't alter proper animations or people have an ability to jump if they make a build, a Giannis build, or just a build who can jump and take long strides like a LeBron build or something like that. I don't have a problem with it at all. Just hopefully it doesn't affect anything. And then somebody said rim runners. Yeah, they're gonna be affected, but not really. Because if they just appear slasher, they're still gonna make layups and cheesy shit. That's just what it's gonna be. But that's funny. That's funny. But okay, so let's talk about this. For both layups, dunk meters, if you have a pretty open lane, the green window is much bigger in NBA 2K24. But it shrinks fast. It shrinks fast the heavier the traffic. And again, on Hall of Fame and competitive online, you have to green the dunks to make them. Will the dunk and layup meter be delayed due to likely online latency? Yeah, that's obvious question. Is there any improved logic to angles of attack to determine whether defenders should get blocks or fouls calls on layups? Does this directional stuff trickle down to blocking as well? Don Work always with the perfect questions. Shout out to Don Work. If you don't know who Don Work is, you should definitely follow him. Definitely one of my inspirations, you know, because he asked the right questions, not the cheesy community simhead versus... No, he asked the proper questions. Because to me, a lot of the times, the logic between a person going to the rim, I don't care if you got the dunk meter on or anything. If I have good defensive stance, positioning, and good defensive attributes, you shouldn't just get a dunk just because you just get a dunk. It should come down to logic. Who's in better position? Who's doing better? And I get it. There's times to where some players are flat out going to get dunked on. But in the NBA, even the best players don't get dunked on. Or they don't dunk a lot. Even the best players. LeBron maybe dunks 1 or 2 times a game, if that. Maybe once. You know, some of the bigger centers. Centers probably dunk the most out of everybody. And maybe Ja. But as much as Ja goes at the rim, he gets stuffed, he misses a lot of dunks. So there needs to be a variation of logic. Maybe you have an animation to where you flat out just miss the attempt. Like you just flat out miss the attempt. You know what I'm saying? And I think that needs to happen more instead of just dunking or putting you in an animation where you just fall on the ground and even though they miss, you're just out of the play entirely. There needs to be some variation to that. Did he respond to them? No, probably not. Probably not. It's Bash Plug is in here. Some other people that probably play 2K. But good questions. I like these questions. I like these questions a lot. Make sure I'm not skipping nothing. Okay, I already pressed that one. Okay, variable shot timing has been toned down for 2K24. We changed it to shot timing impact shooting dribble to shot timing stability. Higher stability grades will further dampen the effects of fatigue and defense on your shot speed. And is it going to be strictly green or miss in the break? Will it be whites? It's green or miss. I mean, I think this is straightforward. I think they're basically saying RNG is going to be gone, which I agree with. I think it should be gone, and it should be on your ability to time it, and not even just time it. If you're taking good shots, if you're open, and even if you are contested, can you still green the contested? Your timing when you're smothered or covered or anything. So this is straightforward. This is good. This is good news. But again, I'm not getting excited. I'm not going to be bamboozled. Your opponents and teammates won't see your shot meter online in NBA 2K24. I think that would be good so people don't get bullied, maybe, because if they see you early, like they just flat out see you early, they could be like, oh, you're trash. So I think this is good for some of the novice players and, or if you get a lag spike, now you got to explain it. So you just see a miss. You just see a miss or air ball, which is very normal in basketball. So I'm 100% cool with that. Like, that's cool with me. But my advice is to turn off the shot meter as soon as you learn your timing. Shot meter off increases your green window size by 20%. I mean, that's a given. Whites will not go in Hall of Fame mode, rec or park. I mean, fine. Same stuff from 2K23. What impact shot time and stability, jump shot grades, badges, or ratings? It's a jump shot grade, release speed, release height, defensive immunity, timing stability. Yeah. So I mean, this is good news. This is good news so far. Good news so far. Baluba, how is drawing fouls in the rec? Is there an emphasis on skill? Can you purposely do it? We spent a lot of time on this, and it's way better. If you fake and get the defender to bite, you could draw a foul and get and ones way more reliably. Also, if blockers jump wildly for no reason, they'll land on ball handlers and get called for fouls. This is where I don't like it because you shouldn't penalize players that are defensive players and maybe have pogo stick for trying to attempt to block it or defend it. This is one I'm kind of sketchy on because don't reward offensive players purely like for foul baiting. Like I just don't reward it entirely. I can see a place where it happens, especially in real life if you're a master at it like James Harden or Luka and stuff. But just if I'm a good defender and I have a defensive build and I'm able to read it, don't just bail somebody out because of that all the time. So I'm with it. Will the signature movement styles be available in my career? Yes, and Pro Play has given us a ton more. I think we're up from 2K23 37 to 150 SIGs right now. I mean, that's going to be tight if you can create a player that is like your favorite player in an entire way from jump shots to running to celebrations. So I'm cool with that. I don't have a problem with this. So this is good. This is a major W. We're gonna see a lot of different types of builds and celebration combinations. So this is cool. How are fades looking this year? Fades got a buff in the mid range and a big nerf after 3. Excellent. Flawless victory. Yes, I did the Mortal Kombat because, again, I think, and he has to hold up to this because he can say this and they patch it and then it's back again. So I'm not going to get excited. I'm not going to fall for that trap. But if you're saying you're nerfing the fade 3s, I like that because that's not an easy shot to hit, even with timing. Even the best shooters, Curry doesn't hit fades often like that. It's a skilled shot. It should be one of the most difficult shots to time, even with good 3-point shooting rating. It should be difficult. It shouldn't be easy. And too many times, I see players go to it because the fade is just way too easy to time. So now I hope he sticks to the nerf and he doesn't change back, because I don't mind fades in the mid-range because that's where people should live if you're a smart basketball player. If you're a smart basketball player, that's where you should live, in the mid-range. You shouldn't just only be taking fade threes. But, you know, some of the people are going to be hurt. And this post got the most views out of every post that I've seen. It has 1 million views. You know, and that's, I did not just say this. Don't cave and change it after the release. And that's all that I'm saying. Like, don't cave. Statistics, shout out to Statistics. He's one of the Chiefs players, but I actually like him. He seems like a nice kid. Quick stops better be back, because honestly, a wide open fade should be able to go in at a consistent rate if it's open. Exactly, or else what is the point of aging threes? I mean, if you're able to do it, if you're able to do it. To me personally, look at Black Cobra. Shout out to Black Cobra and Dime, because they actually take advantage of mid-range fades and purposeful post fades. So shout out to them. So I hope it rewards people who actually understand mid-range post work and using fades in your actual offensive arsenal, and not just rewarding it for just 3-point players. I hope that's what happens. No, that's a good update. And generally, all events, shot types, spin, step backs, got a buff in the mid-range, which they should if you know how to use it. In all events, layups, euros, floaters, reverses, hops, spins, quick scoops, got a buff too. Try to mix up your arsenal of scoring moves and you'll be rewarded. Now this, I haven't used euro steps and floaters since 2K20. I haven't used it in 3-4 years. So if they're saying it's got a buff, this is a good question. I hope the court is bigger to actually take advantage of it and see the floor in real time, because I would love to use that in my game. I would love to do it, because the only thing now that people do is hop steps, because the hop step goes right into a dunk. But in the NBA, it's a travel. Like, a hop step is a travel. So we'll see about euros. Euros can be effective if they got the bumping stuff right, because sometimes it's just kind of ugly and clunky. Beluba, our green animation is going to pop up every time when I green it, or it's going to switch more consistent. Yes, you'll get your shot celebration animation on every main green outside of 15 feet. I'm fine with that. I'm fine. Beluba, is there any changes to the shot contest system? They say this every year. The contest system changed a lot. I've heard this before. The main highlights, greater emphasis on body position instead of just hand location. That's what I need to hear. Because if I'm in position, there's no way you should be able to green it. Unless you're Steph Curry with the shot, boy. But the big reason for the ghost contest emphasis complaints last year, because ghost contests basically in 22 and 21, basically the player can not be there, and even sometimes this year, and you miss it. Like, they're not even like hand up and you still miss it. It still affects the shot. I do agree with that. So if you're there and you're actually contesting it, your hand is up, you're near them, you're actually contesting it, rewarding it. If you're not and you're just running by or you're just near them, it should not affect your shot whatsoever. And I'm in favor of that. Heavier penalties for being crowded at the start of the shot. Less of out of position late contests. Exactly what I just said without reading it. If they implement this the right way and stick to it, this helps defense tremendously. Tremendously. So I hope they did. So that means the center won't Superman jump from the elbow to the corner to get a 29% red on me. Yeah, I really do hope so. I really do hope so. Because the recovery system needs to be changed, especially for bigger, slower players. It definitely should be positioning. I always said this on all of my videos. Reward proper positioning. Do not just reward offense. If you make a mistake, you should get penalized. I get it, but reward defensive IQ. Since layup timing is important, better this year, will there be an option to just have the layup meter on? Yeah, lots of new controller settings this year. Separate toggles for shots, layups, free throws, as well as controller type, pro stick button. You can also reposition and resize just about every on-screen element, shot meter, player indicator, fatigue bar, etc. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm not a meter person. I probably do need to become a meter person for dunks, but I'm kind of an old head, like, I don't want to do it, but, this is cool. Okay. Baluba, has there been a buff in paint defense? Tired of being put on a poster when I'm in good position for a swat. Respectfully, shout out to Ebro Hunchalini asking the $1 million question. Paint defense was a major focus and was reported as the biggest gameplay improvement for our external playtest session. I think we have a really good balance right now. I mean, it shouldn't be like before in 2K20 where you had Intimidator and you just can't score at all, but it needs to matter about positioning, where you are at, what defensive advantage you have, are you properly contesting it? If that's what it needs to be, and then, like he said, you shouldn't just get dunked on just to get dunked on. It should just matter about everything else. Should matter. Defense, is the player taking a smart shot? Are they pulling a Ja Morant and just doing a ridiculous ass attempt that shouldn't go in? I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. When you want to get excited, but remember this tweet from last year. Facts. That's what I'm saying. I'm not getting too excited. And shout out to Meech. The pain. I'm trying not to get overly excited, but it's hard, not gonna lie. Yeah, everything he's saying is actually way better than last year. But I'm not gonna get excited because it can be like this the first 2-3 weeks of the game, and then the people who suck at the game, which are usually the cheesers, the low level cheesers, the high level ones, they comp. But usually the cheesers who are not good at this game, or the super low casuals, maybe they play it once or twice a week, kids or grown men, I hope he doesn't cave to that and just change the game like he did before, because 2K23 was a good game in the first month, and then they got a patch and it was trash. So, I mean, he talking that talk so far, but I'm not getting excited. He talking that talk. Let's see if he talking anything else. Beluva, with the custom jump shots that we make in the jump shot creator, will there still be grades on shot attributes? It's to your benefit to create a jumper with the highest grades you can, but you can still be successful with lower grade shots. Defensive immunity is one I particularly recommend paying attention to. It can have a stronger effect than most think. I mean, I always get a shot with defensive immunity because that's letting you know that you're probably getting a shot that is hard to contest, hard to block. It has a better possibility of going in, and it's probably a good high release point. So that's what I would go for. I don't need to look into that too much. Please tell me it depends on the build. You can't just have access to all takeovers with the stats and badges. That's just crazy. Good question. The ratings boost you get with the takeover selection just stacks on top of what you already have. If you have dog rebounding ratings, probably dog shit, he probably going to say, but I'll say it, for example, and select defensive rebounding take, will make you a little less of a bum on the boards, but you still kind of be a bum. And that's what I like. Like, if you don't have the attributes, you selecting a stupid takeover, it won't matter. It won't help you. And I like that. That's fine. That's very accurate. That's very accurate. Do ratings exceed the 99 cap in takeover? Yes, takeover can temporarily boost your rating over 99, and it will make a difference. Can we see the green? I already seen that. So I like that. That's a great questions being asked by the community. Great questions being asked by the community. Why did it jump? I'm not even this far. Like, Twitter just jumped up for a minute. For those asking what rating you need to be consistent depends on your skill and shot IQ. Some will be deadly with a 75 3-pointer, while others will go 1 of 10. Try out the build tester or 2KU with different NBA players on Hall of Fame to get an idea what you need. I think this year I'm going to go for an 83. I've done an 83 and been deadly before. I went 93 this year, and I didn't really see a difference in, like, not having an 80 because I have impeccable IQ. I'm just confident. So, yeah, I can see people being great with a 75 if they make a good build. A 75 3-point shooter, who would you say is a 75? Maybe like a De'Aaron Fox when he gets hot, or I don't know who would be a 75 in today's NBA. I can't tell you. Jimmy Butler, maybe. I'm not sure because he can get hot from three real quick too. So we'll see. We'll see. Ball saves are solid. I thought they were good in 2K23. Blocks got a buff in 2K24, but not to 2K22 levels. Because yeah, in 2K22, bro, it was so many blocks you couldn't even get to the rim. Everybody was Batumbo in the paint, but there should just be more blocking animations if you're taking a bad shot. It should not be automatically a foul. There should be blocking animations, or you should just straight up get blocked if you're taking something right in front of me. So again, good. I like it. And has anyone asked a question regarding shot timing? Very early, late, very late. Is it still in the game for NBA 2K? Is it still applied the same way 2K23? This is in the courtside report. The option has changed to shot time and visual cue. You now pick the point in the animation that you want for the ideal release instead of arbitrary time, which I get that. Jump, set, point, push, or release. I'm probably gonna choose jump. Probably like with just a rhythm. I'm probably gonna do jump. Maybe release if I see the ball a certain way. It's probably gonna be jump or release. This is a good idea because I used to play like this before in 2K20 as well, and I like that. Are takeover perks still in the game? Yes, but some of the OP ones have been toned down. I get what they mean when they're stacking the takeover perks and stuff like that. So I understand that. Does shooting have a pure green window in 2K24 like in 2K19? If you have a certain rating jump shot, timing shot, right, is it always green if open? Yes, the green window is pure and will be guaranteed make if you hit it. Heavily contested shots may still look like a full white misses, but that's just the artifact of the art. There will always be possibly sub-pixel size green window on every shot attempt. Is all animations going to be available at the start, or will it be a seasonal thing again? There will be some seasonal releases, but the vast majority of gameplay animations will be available day one. 2K24 also features the largest YOY SIG animation upgrade we've done in recent memory, thanks to Pro Play. Fine with me. Oh, dang, he's tweeting right now. Answered in previous tweets, but yes, every shot that's not 100% smothered greenable. But what was the question? Is every shot greenable? Or will we still have full bars that just miss? For the green window size, is it purely rating, defensive contest that determines the size of the windows? Answered in a previous tweet, but yes, every shot that's not 100% smothered is greenable. Window size determined by a ton of factors, defense ratings, badges being the primary drivers. But don't worry, contested shots are very hard to knock down on higher difficulties, which it should be. Like, not hard. Since no one asked, you can also meter dunk standing dunks in 2K24, but it's really hard to pull off at the moment. Work in progress. Probably, like, it's if you're just standing straight up and you go up like Dwight or something or Shaq, it's probably difficult to do. That makes sense. And what are some things we should look out for as far as dribbling goes? Try out different breakdown combos. There are hundreds to choose from. SIG double crosses are equipable now. Okay. Standing snatchback has changed and is now tied to the SIG step back package. Definitely learn how to use the blowout properly. Branching generally is way more responsive in 2K24. Okay, cool. I rock with it. So yeah, all I'm gonna say is this is very good information. Not gonna get excited. Shout out to Mike Wang for speaking. He spoke a lot. Usually he only does a few of these, but he's done a lot. So maybe this game is a little bit more promising, but I'm not falling for it, and we're gonna have to see the real thing. Yeah.